Warframe. It's Power Rangers in space, what's not to love? It's amazing. My friends did feel this way at first, when they started playing with me, but after a while they kinda lost interest, and one of them even despises the game now. And I understand why. Warframe can leave a lot to be desired in the department of tutorials. Not that it doesn't guide the player at all, it definitely does, because when you first start up it gives you the basic rundowns of most of the main stuff, but as you get further into more complex areas, like fissure missions, stances, relics, prime parts, and a lot of the things involving the space dogs and cats, it gets a little complicated. Take platinum for instance. It's the currency you can pay for, and it can be necessary to buy more inventory slots for warframes, weapons, or companions. Now you can find inventory slots if you know the right places to look, but most of the time it just makes it feel like it's pay to get the resources you need. This can be discouraging for players who don't want to have to pay for more inventory spaces for more warframes and instead have to be forced to sell their old ones to make room for the new. But there's actually a way to earn platinum. It's a very lengthy process, but through cracking relics like nuts and selling its seeds to other players, its contents to other players, you can earn a small amount of plats at a time. That is until you get access to higher rank, relics, and you can get more rare stuff out of them. Now, the trading itself is introduced pretty early with places like Maru's Bazaar acting as hubs for trading where you can interact with other players, but the game doesn't go too in-depth into its minute details, which makes sense because the market for everything is all based off of the players and what each one decides each piece is going to be listed as, because they look at the rarity, how long it took for them to get the pieces, and then determine the price based off that, and it has very little to do with the game devs. That being said, it would have been nice if there was a little more explanation of level caps and trade taxes and trade per days than having to figure that out on your own. But the game leaving these things up to the player to do the research on isn't necessarily a bad thing. It helps create this satisfaction when you figure out something completely on your own, like learning how prime parts are made and how to attain their pieces. But it makes it harder for my Neanderthal friends to really get into it because they are what I like to call stupid, which sucks because a lot of the fun from Warframe comes with playing it with friends and going on each mission with your group and having a fun time, because doing it on your own just kind of gets boring. And I don't always want to do the homework either for finding where resources are. I just want to be able to hop in and play sometimes. It's not like there aren't the resources out there for you to figure this stuff out. Just take the Warframe market for instance. It's a place for players to find what things are going for and talk to each other to figure out good pricing for each of the pieces that they have and want to sell. And it's a very useful tool along with the Warframe wiki, and there's a bunch of stuff out there to help you, but you always have to alt tab out the game. Now overall I love Warframe, but when you first dive in there's so much stuff that's intimidating for newbies that they might not stick around for it, which sucks. And that intimidation factor never really leaves, because everything stays just as complex, but the player just learns how to understand it more. It's just too bad that there's more grams of caffeine in a can of vanilla Coke than there are brain cells between me and my friends. Hey y'all, thanks for sticking in the video. I know my content's been kind of flip-flopping between just gameplay and then review type stuff, and then I'm pretty sure I threw in a tutorial in the middle there somewhere. I've been kind of all over the place, but I'm trying to just stick with gameplay and review type stuff. And I've been thinking about starting a second channel for one or the other of those styles, so let me know which one you think should be the second channel, and then I will see y'all later.